Yeah, no, absolutely. Later that night, Undertaker and Dupree would go to a double count out when Team Angle version 2 would come out. Version 2, Kurt, Luther Reigns and Mark Jindrak. You're laughing already. And interfere so you wouldn't have to face Taker in the second round in case you won. Taker had Dupree pin when Jindrak pulled the ref out while Reigns distracted Undertaker. Both guys were counted out of the ring. Undertaker was about to beat the count, but Reigns held his leg to keep him from getting in. So let me ask you before I get to my next question, Jindrak and Reigns, what'd you think about that Team Angle Part 2?
They were good. I mean, it's hard to explain. Jindrak could wrestle like a son of a bitch. He was really good. Couldn't cut a promo. But Luther Reigns could cut incredible promos. Wasn't that good of a worker. You put them together and add both of their strengths, you have the perfect wrestler. But unfortunately, they lacked a couple of things, and that's exactly why they didn't pan out that well.
Were you all on board with this whole Team Angle Part 2? Did you
Honor
like
Society, it was what it was called. It was what Vince called it.
Yeah.
The Honor Society. Yeah, I was okay with it. When Luther Reigns came in, he looked great. I mean, he was really, really good looking guy, great build. He could talk. He had everything, but his work was just a little bit, not.
It was
not
missing something.
Yeah. But I was excited about it. But when things started, week after week, and I realized some of their strengths and some of their weaknesses, it was like, this isn't quite the same as Team Angle, the first version. And not that Shelton and Charlie cut incredible promos. That wasn't the reason, but they were incredible amateur wrestlers,
absolutely,
and pro wrestlers, and that's why we meshed well.
Yeah, your skill sets all just synced up. It was a perfect combination. I definitely get that. So with Undertaker being yanked, you got to hope that there's a program coming with Taker after your program with Shawn, right?
Well, I don't know if that's what he wanted. I don't know what the company wanted. I think the reason why all that occurred was more for Luther Reigns, because I believe Undertaker wrestled Luther the next month pay-per-view. So this was more of a program to build up for Luther Reigns, because he did cause Undertaker to tie in the match, and therefore he never went forward in the tournament for the number one contender.
But I'm sure too, any opportunity that you could have down the road or in the future, if they would have said, "Hey,
with Taker, I'll take it.
We want to make sure we're going to get you two back together again." Hands are all up in the air. So there you go. You're working with Reigns and Jindrak. We talked about that a little bit. This would line up, like you said, Reigns for a singles match at No Way Out with Taker. What about advice? Did you end up getting in his ear a little bit, trying to help him out? Were you kind of a mentor to him as far as working with Taker?
Okay, anybody that's working Taker, you don't give them advice. Taker gives the advice. He's the boss, man, and he's going to do what he has to do to make the match as good as possible. So no, I didn't give him any advice, and Taker never even came to me for it. He takes care of his own shit, and I don't blame him for that. He's that good.
There you go. In Hawaii, you would lose to John Cena before moving on to Japan. So you said, "Hey, Paul, I was in Hawaii, and I remember I ran down to the beach for a half hour." Is that pretty much your memory of Hawaii in that little short window?
That was it, man. I didn't have any other time. At least I got to the beach. At least I got to feel the sand, the white sand in Hawaii. That was it. I went back to the arena and wrestled John Cena.
Have you been back since?
No, yes, another time, and the same exact thing happened, and I said, "Screw it, I'm not even going to the beach," because we literally had no time. When we went to Hawaii, we flew in that day, wrestled, and flew out that night.
Well, it sounds like if I'm Giovanna, I need to be hitting up Kurt and saying it's time for me and you to go to Hawaii one of these days.
We've been talking about that for 10 years now. You know what? If she hears this, she's going to be pissed off at me again.
No, I'm going to text her. I'm going to text her.
I promised her a trip to Hawaii, you bastard.
After this podcast, I'm going to text her and I say, "I can't believe Kurt hasn't taken you to Hawaii yet." I just learned on the podcast. Well, listen, it's in Japan. You get to wrestle Rey. We talked about it earlier. It's a sellout crowd for SmackDown, Kurt. You two are in the main event, as you should be. Do you think you and Rey ever had a bad match? We've talked about this before. I don't even think you're capable of it, dude.
You know what? It's impossible. With Rey Mysterio, he's so damn good, and he's so athletic, and just all his aerial stuff is so incredible. He's so easy to work with. All you have to do is catch him and make sure he clears the move. But he can wrestle. He can chain wrestle. He can wrestle heavyweight style. He doesn't just do the lucha libre stuff. He's an incredible overall performer.
Yeah, you've talked about him many times on the show. Clip 2 of this week, it's you and Ray from Japan, SmackDown, February 05. Let's take a look.
Point of the match here, Taz.
Yep. Both men are down. Kurt Angle actually getting to a vertical base here. Kurt looks spent. Watch out!
German suplex, and the arms remain around the waist of Mysterio. Hands clasped.
We've seen Kurt. Block.
Mysterio with a counter.
There we go.
Third time the charm. 619. Mysterio's going to upset the Olympic gold medalist here.
Oh, not so fast. Not so fast. Both men are down. Kurt looks like he's out.
Rey Mysterio trying to capitalize.
I think Kurt's out.
On the 619. Mysterio struggling on the apron, trying to get up, trying to pull himself up on the top rope.
Can he do it? Go the right springboard.
Springboard caught in midair by Angle.
Man, what power.
Mysterio lands at his feet.
They balanced it. Angle slam.
Wait for the Angle slam, but a counter arm drag. Wow.
Pick him. Man, either way this one could go.
Back and forth. Look at the Hurricane Rana. Hook to the leg. Angle just got my shoulder up. I thought Angle was defeated there.
Man, Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio putting on a clinic in this bad boy here.
What a treat for these great fans here in Japan tonight. What a treat for everybody all over the world. These two international superstars.
Oh my God.
Going at it.
You see that balance, Cole? Watch out.
Look at this. He's got it. Mysterio's got it. Angle again kicked out. So close for Rey Mysterio on a number of occasions here.
Oh, Rey almost got the wood off that victory roll there. Oh, watch out.
Kurt Angle crossbody. Here's the lateral press by Mysterio. And a kick out by Kurt Angle. Off the crossbody lateral press by Mysterio. Again, Angle kicked out. Mysterio whipped across the ring by Kurt Angle. Look at this.
Now
Angle counter into an Angle slam of his own. Counter after counter after counter in this match.
I'm just enjoying watching this. What a great matchup. Kurt Angle bleeding from the mouth, but the straps are going down. How much more tense can you be?
And the ankle lock locked into Rey Mysterio. Mysterio trying to counter, but Kurt Angle holding on to the ankle lock.
He's got that on, Cole. And he hooked the legs.
Mysterio center of the ring. And Rey Mysterio has no choice but to tap out as Angle advances.
Snap his ankle here.
Here's your winner, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's dream of headlining 3 straight WrestleManias is still alive. Let's take a look at the updated brackets. Kurt Angle advances to the finals of the tournament in his hometown of Pittsburgh at No Way Out.
We'll find out who Kurt Angle meets at No Way Out. Because next week, the winner of Johnson or Booker T will face Angle in Pittsburgh.
They say that the Japanese wrestling fans are some of the smartest in wrestling. And, buddy, they were chanting, "You suck" at the end.
You're right.
Listen, you guys put on another clinic. Dave Meltzer goes crazy about that match. I'm going to share it with you right now.
I will say this: my kick-out's been a little too close. I mean, there's some threes there. I mean, I was really pushing the buttons. Yeah.
There was at least one of them. I was sitting there as we were watching it together, and I'm like, Hebner could have easily counted 3.
This poor kid should have had a heart attack by now. How much pressure I put underneath him, so he didn't have to count the 3 when I was pinned.
You were pinned. They call those botches now. They would have done videos, and you would have been all over Twitter, and it's just how it works. It's a different world. But Meltzer goes, "This was one of the best SmackDowns in a while, but I'm only saying that because the Angle versus Mysterio main event was 4 stars." He said it even topped. I think it'd be 5 stars in today's world, especially since it was in Japan.
Well,
It
yeah, Meltzer does rate 5 and 6 in Japan. What the hell?
I mean, hell, what's going on back then? This is 05. So he said it even topped Jericho Benoit as the best match on the Japan tour as a whole. Angle ended up with a bloodied up mouth. It may have been from an earlier plancha. They combined amateur, basic US pro, a little lucha, and a little Japanese style, and the crowd was really into it. They were. I mean, for a Japanese crowd, they were enjoying themselves. Because of the double count out in the Taker Dupree match, Angle gets a bye into the finals and will face the winner of the Cena Booker T match at No Way Out. I got to tell you, man, you and Ray, it just never ceases to amaze me. I think one of the things that I've learned working with you on this podcast, doing this show together, is I have a whole different respect level for watching Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle matches.
You know what?
Appreciation.
I will tell you this. He is the absolute best lucha libre wrestler of all time. He has earned that. Him being so undersized and being able to be with all these big time wrestlers. He's wrestled the best of the best. Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin, myself. They're just when he's in that ring, people still believe he can win.
And it's also kind of easy for you. I don't want to say easy because obviously you guys are doing tons of counters and moves, but when you're giving him a Kurt Angle slam, it's like almost like a loaf of bread. He's so light. You're just tossing him over.
It's like Angle slam in the air.
It is. It looks so easy. And so it's just got to be not too shabby for you as a worker to be able to work with someone that light and you're able to do so many different things with.
Yeah, he's very versatile and it makes you versatile.